I absolutely love Polka-Dot Puss. When I read the title of this episode, it didn't trigger any memories, but as soon as I started watching it, it definitely did, and that's because of the beautiful animation. This is a 1949 Tom and Jerry cartoon directed, of course, by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, and in this one, Jerry is able to trick Tom into thinking he has the measles. He does this when Tom is asleep, he paints measles on his face. So when Tom wakes up, Jerry shows him a mirror and Tom thinks that he's covered in measles. And Jerry takes great advantage of this by giving Tom treatments, obviously treatments that he doesn't need, but also treatments to the extreme. So he pretends that Tom has a fever. He manages to convince Tom in a kind of hypochondriac way that he is unwell. And he puts him in ice to cool down a fever, but obviously it makes Tom freezing, and various other things that may be mild treatments for measles, but when Jerry does it, it's to the extreme. And I won't spoil it by kind of going into detail about any more. But I thought it was very effective and it worked very well. The narrative was very interesting. I wondered what would happen or how it would resolve itself if it did at all. I didn't know what direction it was going to take, and I really enjoyed watching it. As I said, it is the beautiful animation that triggered the memory for me, and it is that image of Tom with the measles on his face. He just looks brilliant. It's so subtle and so simple, and yet so effective, and I really truly adored it. So if you haven't seen Polka-Dot Puss and you're a Tom and Jerry fan, I absolutely recommend it. It might be one of my favourites. Also, the sound effects. There are some great sound effects that go with the measles, which may not make any sense until you've seen it, but hopefully you'll know what I mean. Definitely one of my favourites. Having reignited that memory, maybe it's one of my all-time favourites. I will endeavour to rank all of the Tom and Jerry cartoons, or at least pick my top favourite 10. I think there are probably 10 that I can identify as being my favourites, but I still have a few more to go. But for now, Polka-Dot Puss is definitely a very strong contender.